Man, coming in tonight versus Texas Southern, we knew that they would be a really good team. Both of us standing undefeated in the SWAC, we knew that they were going to come in and play extremely hard. Again, they do a great job of getting to the basket. They have shooters on the outside. They have athletic rebounders. And so we knew that we had to just buckle down and play solid defense on them. Our players, first half, I thought that, we contained them like we have done most teams in the first half. And coming into the second half, we picked up the defensive intensity, and I thought we were able to get away from them a little bit. But like I told the team, when you're playing against a really good team, you have to expect those peaks and valleys. You have to expect those runs. And so Texas Southern did that, but I thought our girls stayed heady. They didn't give up. They kept playing all the way through to the last buzzer, and I'm just extremely proud of them.
How important was it, not just to get the win, but for your team to have a game like this against a quality, opponent?
I think, to play a team like this at this point of the season is really important because it taught us how to dig in. It taught us how to play together. It taught us how to pull through and pull together when the time get tough. It taught us how to win. This was our true test and pulling out to get the victory. And I told my team, it reminded me of a championship game. It was that high intense. And so, if you can get these type of games early, it prepare you for later down the stretch.
Coach, talk a little bit about playing against a player like Nia Mitchell. She's averages a double-double, but you all were able to out-rebound Texas Southern.
Yeah, that was our goal, to out-rebound them. We had a goal set to get 50 rebounds, and our girls met that goal and exceeded it. We knew that Nia Mitchell would be a beast on the boards, and she was. I mean, she averaged 11.9 a game, and we asked our players to hold her to 7. She got over her average, but, it didn't hurt us, obviously, too much. But, I was just really impressed with our ability of getting on the boards. We got Nia in early foul trouble. And so when she went to the bench, we tried to really get the ball on the inside and look to work around the basket a little bit more.
Coach, how were you able to keep the team poised throughout the overtime to overcome the type of adversity that you faced throughout the game?
Well, I just kept telling them it's not over. It's not over. It's a lot of time in the game. And I can remember it was 12.9 seconds on the clock, and I told them it's not over. Keep pushing, keep pressing forward, keep defending. We got to get one stop. We get one stop, we have another chance to score the ball. And, I thought they did really good and, securing the ball late in the game to get to the free throw line. Texas Southern fouled us, and so we were able to do that. So I was just really impressed with, their ability to hang in there, not hang their heads, not give up, because they could have.
Coach, you were really aggressive in terms of getting to the free throw line, 53 attempts. But talk a little bit about the free throw shooting during the course of the game.
Well, we started off really hot early on. We were shooting 85% from the free throw line, 75% from the free throw line in our first 2 games. And I was like, okay, we turned the corner in our free throws. And then we took another turn and went back down to the 50%. And so, our players, we had players that averaged 90% from the free throw line that shot a bad average. Rogan, she's one of our best free throw shooters, and, for her to get to the line and miss them, it was like, man, I don't know. We got to do better if we're going to have a chance. And so, what matters is the one she made, and that made the difference and gave us the victory.
Speaking of Rogan, it seems like she gave you guys a big boost, momentum boost whenever you needed it. The back-to-back steals and layups in the second half, the back-to-back threes at the beginning of the second quarter, and then, of course, the game-winning free throws. Just how important was her performance for you all tonight?
Rogan does a really good job. It's like she plays at a tempo first quarter. She played at a tempo second quarter. Third quarter, you see a different beast come out the locker room. And I just want that beast to stay there. I want it to stay right there. If I can get that beast to be beast-like all 4 quarters, we'll be unstoppable. But she did a great job of coming out the locker room in third quarter. It's like she turned it up defensively. We go in the locker room and make adjustments. And we make those adjustments. The girls have now new assignments. And so she's one of our best defenders and obviously one of our top scorers, and so we kind of use her on the defensive end, and then she has to have that energy on the offensive end to be able to score the ball, and she does it well. She's pretty level-headed in order to do both defense and offense.
Deja, what were you thinking going to the line that second time, knowing that you make just one of these games probably over?
Yeah, I was really I was kind of like scared because I knew that I hadn't been doing well on my free throws. But I just took my time and I thought about it. We needed those. If I could just make one, then we would be good. But I ended up making both of them, and I'm just thankful that I did so we could get the win.
What does it say about this team? Because, at the end of the fourth quarter, I think y'all were down by 3 or 4 at that point, came back, tied it up, and then they got out to an early lead in OT, and y'all came back and ended up taking the lead.
Yeah, we just knew that we had to buckle down defensively. We just have to keep the mindset of don't give up no matter what they're doing. We just know that we had to keep playing and finish the game.
How gratifying was it to see on that first free throw the ball go through the hoop?
How happy were you?
I was very happy.
Still,
Coach, I was just about to say, tough game. You win it tonight. What is your mindset going into the game on Monday?
Well, Monday we have to, we exerted a lot of energy, going into overtime, and you got your main players on the floor a lot. So we exerted a lot of energy. So we're gonna rest up and just really focus mainly on the game plan, get ready for Monday. Sandy Pugh at Prairie View does a really good job with her team, with her program. They're gonna play hard the entire time, and so we have to make sure we get prepared for them.
I know it's still way early in the conference season, but to right now be atop the SWAC standings, still undefeated. I mean, is this kind of like a first mini goal amongst the list of goals?
We never set a goal to go undefeated. We had long-term goals in the season we wanted to accomplish, but it was never to go undefeated. You want to be the best team on the floor. You want to lead in rebounds. You want to lead in your field goal percentage, your three-point percentage. And so those are some of the areas that we measure. And so when you measure those categories and you're at the top of them, you have good results and you can win ball games. And so that's one thing we really focus on, our stats and being great on that side. We got a lot we got to get better at. We turn the ball over a lot. Our free throw shooting percentage, it's a lot that we got to continue to work on.
Coach, caveat being this is the early part of the season, but this game was played with SWAC tournament championship level intensity. Would you be surprised if Texas Southern, if things kind of held for them, if you see this team further down the line?
The SWAC play is tough. I can't say that. I can't say who's going to be where. You got UAPB that beat a really good Alabama State team last Saturday. The SWAC, you just never know what you're going to get at any given time. Texas Southern's a really good team. They play hard. They got great coaches over there. She does a good job. So, they're going to continue to compete. They got to compete, and we're going to compete. And we just got to get better and better.
Deja, from the view of the players, what has been, working for this team to, be still undefeated in conference play right now, 6-game winning streak?
What's been working for our team? I feel like we're playing more together. We've been playing as a team. We share the ball, and that's just what's been helping us and rebounding.
Coach, how was it coaching against a Hall of Famer like Cynthia Cooper, have her down on the other side of the floor talking trash to you?
I coached against Cynthia when I was an assistant here at Jackson State, and that year we won a championship, and it was Jackson State and Prairie View. She was at Prairie View, and we beat them in the championship game in Birmingham for the SWAC tournament. And coming into this game, I just thought about how aggressive she is and how tough she is and how intense she is and how passionate she is. And I'm that same person. I'm that same person. And it got really heated on the sideline with her and I, not going at each other, but we, really want the best from both teams. I call myself a young kid on the block. I mean, she set standards for this league when she was here. But definitely, anytime we hit the floor, it's time to compete.
Mo hit that three-pointer. Never seen her hit a three-pointer before, Coach. What was going through your mind when that went up? We work on it in practice. I will say that. We work on it in practice, and she hit a couple of those in preseason while on the road. Mo has this thing that when she gets this look on her face and, when she's ready to make something happen, if she feel like she hadn't given enough, she's going to score the ball, and I just think it's so good of her to be able to be versatile, not just around the block player, but can play off the block as well. When she hit that free throw, I looked at the scoreboard and I thank Jesus. Thank you, good baby Jesus.
How impressed were you by Mo to pick up her fourth foul midway through the fourth quarter and then stay out of foul trouble for the rest of the night?
Yeah, we tried to make defense and offensive sub so she wouldn't be on defensive end too much so we could save her for the offensive side. But I thought while she was on the floor, she played heady to stay out of that foul trouble. Had we lost her, it would have been a tough spot. So I was really impressed with her her being solid on the floor and having a senior mentality. She had a mistake at the end when she traveled. She was really upset with herself, but we need mistakes like that. That's what make you a better player and that develop that championship mentality.
I feel like I ask you a question about depth every time I talk to you, but in a game like this where it goes to overtime and players are fouling out on both sides of the ball, I mean, was this one of those games where that depth really took over for you?
Depth really took over for us this game. When Amisha fouled, my big girl Amisha fouled out, we had to go to the bench, and we ended up going with Sherelle, a longer body. Sherelle hadn't played in the last 2 games, and so we just always coach our players up. Be ready, be ready, be ready. When your number is called, you have to be ready to come to the floor and give. And so I thought that she did a great job in coming in and protecting the rim, sitting down, playing defense, and grabbing rebounds.